solve this particular grammar now. So as we know, what were the steps? So first of all, we have to convert these null productions. We have to remove these null productions. Fine. So let us try doing that. So step 1. Remove null productions. So how you work out with null productions? So you first try to create set of nullable symbols. So how you get it? So you get W0. You add every variable which is giving you an epsilon. Which are the variables giving you epsilon now? Which are those variables giving epsilon now?
A and B.
AP.
So A, B. W1 equal to W0 union. That means AB union. Now try to see combination of AB are pairing to right side. Or only A, only B. Do you see that? Yes, correct. S gives AB. Am I right? Okay, so
Yes,
your nullable variable set is SAB because you don't have anything now. Correct? Okay, next. Now, so now we have to remove null productions. So remove null productions now. So what you get? So I will write P1. Huh? So your variable set remains same there. Your sigma remains same. Your start symbol right now. Right now is what? Considering this S to be nullable. I cannot say my start variable will remain same. It may change. Okay. So let me start writing this first. So I will start writing with this. So I will write S gives AS. Correct. Now this S is nullable. That's why I will write A. I will write AB. I will write A. I will write B. Is that fine? Okay. See,
yes, sir.
these are productions for S. Okay, good, very good. So now productions for A. A gives AD. Because D is not part of this, so this remains as it is. So A gives epsilon is removed. Similarly, B gives BE, correct? Then D gives AC, B, E gives A, C gives AD, correct? It is fine. Now, as S is nullable, so we have to protect epsilon. So that is the reason why we will introduce this. So this is our set now. Okay, which was after removing null productions. We added S1. Why? Because epsilon was part of LG. Suppose if I put A and B, both of them to be epsilon, so I would be deriving S gives epsilon. So my L would be containing, my language would be containing epsilon. That's why. Fine. Now, second rule. Up till this, I assume you understood it, correct? I added,
Yes.
yeah, I added that symbol actually. Yeah. So I'm considering that I added it because your language contains epsilon. That's why. So remove unit productions. So what you do now? What you do now? You have to construct what? W for each. So chain rule for each. So W of A. Do we see any unit production for A, B, D, E, and C? Do you see any unit production?
No.
So we will write W of A, W of D, W of B, W of E. Correct? Now W of S. Now it would be W0 of S, correct? Initially. So what you add there? S. What would be W1 of S? Equal to previous W union. Try to see, do you see any unit production there for S? Yes, S gives A. That's why this A is added. S gives B. That's why this B is added. So W of S would be S, A, and B. Is that fine? Now W0 of S1 equal to S1 because this is your new start symbol. Correct? Now W1 of S1. What is the unit production that is available there for S1? S1 gives S. Correct? So for us, these are unit productions. S gives A, S gives B, S1 gives S. Rest of them are non-unit productions. So W1 of S1 would be previous W of S1. So S1 union S. Now when you get this, you actually add W of S altogether. So this would be W2 of S1 equal to S1 S union. Is there any unit production for S? Yes, it is sorry, S gives A and S gives B. That's why this AB would be added. So ultimately I got S1, A, B, and S. You write in whatever the order. Is that fine? Till this? Why I have added A and B?
Oh,
Whatever
because
the
they are unit production.
yeah, they are appearing at as a unit production for yes. That's why. सरताज ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, चलो ठीक है. So we got all W's now. So this would be W of S1. S1 S A B. Now let me take screenshot of this. I say it seems okay. Let me see if I can. Where is the mouse? Yeah. So I will take this screenshot so that it will cover the screen actually. So we got now W for each of the variables. So now we have to write next step would be what? We have to remove those unit productions. One minute. Yeah, so Control X. I am adding this solution in your chat. Fine. Yeah. So I hope you got it. Can you see that solution in chat window? Check it.
Yes, sir.
Let us go back. So now we have to remove the unit production. So what you do for removing unit productions? So you add all non-unit productions into P2 from P1. Which are the non-unit productions? Okay, I will ask somebody. Shruti, give me the non-unit productions for yes right now. Which are the non-unit productions for yes? One, sorry, yes. Unit production means what? Variable giving is variable. Only one variable, correct? So which of them are now non-unit production for yes? S gives. Shruti, are you there? Maybe. Correct? Now, with respect to the terminals that we may have for A, as per the rule. Okay, so if what should I do now? Which production should I add there? Now, as A is giving me AD, so if I remove this A, then ultimately this S should produce AD. That's why I will add AD here for this A. So this S gives A is deleted. Correct? Now S gives B. What is B giving me? BE.
BE.
Correct? That's why I wrote this. Is that fine? So ultimately these two productions are deleted, which are unit. Let us go further. So D gives AC. B. Sorry, I forgot A gives AD. And B gives B. E gives A. C gives AD. These are non-unit productions and S1 gives epsilon. Now there is S1 gives S. So whatever S is giving, you add all of them together for S1. So what is S1 giving you? AS, A, AB, AD, and PE. All of them. Whatever S was giving you, add all of them together. So this is your unit productions. Is that fine? Check it once. Aishwarya, understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Pragati? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now what was next step? So we removed null productions, we removed unit productions. Now we have to replace all terminals appearing along with variables to right side. So third is remove all terminals. Okay. Remove means what? Actually, I should use what was the terminology that we saw? What we say? Do we say remove or we use some other terminology? So you can say eliminate. If you recall, I wrote eliminate. Eliminate terminals appearing on RHS. So this is your now. So I'm using this production set. So actually, what was your VN? So it is VN. Okay, VN2 in this case. VN was S, A, B, C, D, E, and S1. We added S1 there. That's why. Correct? Now, so let me construct P3. So S gives, how you do that? You introduce CAS, A, AB, CAD, CBE. Correct? And for this case, we will introduce CA gives A, CB gives B. Are you with me? Correct? Fine. Okay, so we got this for all S productions. Now for D, D gives CAC or B. A gives CAD. B gives CBE. E gives A. C gives CAD. S1 gives epsilon. S1 gives CAS. A, AB, CAD and CBE. So this is your production set with newly added productions to be these two. So even your VN is changed. So let me write VN3. S, A, B, C, D, E, S1, CA and CB. Correct? So this is your production set. This is variable set. This is new production set, and this is the new variable set. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will write here. Okay. Whatever is visible. So let me know when it is not visible. So we are working with this production set. Fine. Now what was the next step? Now we have to control. Third would be control or restrict number of variables occurring on right hand side. So do you see any variable occurring on right hand side now? More than one, sorry, more than two in this example. So if you see each production in this case, each production in this case is following the CNF form. See, two variables, 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 so on. That means your problem is solved. Correct? So no need to go to third step. It's in CNF. Am I right? What was the CNF rule? A variable is giving two variables, or a variable is giving a terminal or probably epsilon. Correct? So we got this. So I'm saying probably this was not mandatory. This was probably depending upon the language. So if you see, I can see that every production 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All these 12 productions are having two variables at right hand side. That's why this is your final solution. So this is in CNF. Is that okay? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'm adding this complete solution now again in the chat window. I will take one more example. OK. So let me know once you receive that image at your end. Could you see that?
Yes, sir.
OK. So let me take one example. Let me search for it. Yeah. So now you please help me to solve this example. OK. convert given CFG to CNF. So S gives ASA BA Okay, now solve this. First step was what? Step was
Remove null
what?
production.
Do we have any?
Null productions.
Do we have any?
No, sir.
No, sir. Good. We don't have, correct? Okay, now what to do? After, like in earlier example, we saw what? Remove null productions. If they are not there, then what you do removing? Check whether you have unit productions. Do we have unit productions there? Yes. Correct? This one is unit production. A gives B and A gives S. Correct? So first step. Now I am saying first step. Actually, it is actually our second step because first step is skipped. Huh? So I can say skip first step as no null productions found. Correct? Now remove unit productions. So what to do with this? Let us go on computing W. So is there any unit production for S?
No.
So W of S would be S. Is there unit production for B?
C.
No, it is terminal. Small terminal. Is it looking capital?
Okay, sir.
Oh, sorry. So, okay, let me take D so as to make it simple. Yeah, okay. Now, this would be B only, correct? What would be W of A? First, A would be there. Okay, as it is. Now, A gives B is there. That's why B would be there and S would be there, correct? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, there would not be any further thing. Now let us construct production set. What would be production set? So let me write P1. So S gives ASA or BA. All non-unit would be added as it is. So we added all non-unit. Now let us add for A. First of all, consider A gives B. So let us write A gives D. Correct? A gives, you replace B by D. So you are getting A gives D. So one unit removed. Now A gives S. S contains these two. So directly write them. ASA and BA. Done. So you got this production set. How many productions are there?
Four.
Carefully see total. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because it's the R, huh? Correct? This means this S gives this as well as S gives this. Okay, this R means both of them are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fine. Now second thing. Now what we have to do? See whether do we see any terminal on right hand side of a production along with variable. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
For which production?
S.
S gives BA, correct? And
A.
A gives BA, correct? Elimination of terminals on RHS. So what would be your production set now? So let me write P2. So S gives ASA. S gives CBA. CB gives B, correct? Then B gives D. A gives D. A gives ASA. CBA. Am I right? Correct? Now, step number 3. Restrict number of variables on RHS. Correct? What to do? So which are now productions which are having 2 variables only or a terminal? So see, this one is in required form, required form, required form, required form, required form. These are the only 2, correct? Which are not in required form. Fine. So S gives ASA would be replaced by S gives AC1, C1 gives SA. Is that fine? See, I kept leftmost as it is, rightmost I wrote C1 and C1 this, correct? Similarly, other production is A gives ASA results to S gives AC2, C2 gives SA. Now you may say why we are not using C1. You could have, but avoid it. Okay, right now for this example, it will work. So if I write only C1, no need to write this production. But who knows, na? These may be all liable. Treat this as a function. This is a function call which calls these 3 functions. These 3 functions again in turn call this. So we don't know. Like I hope you most of you must have heard about object-oriented programming languages. I hope everybody must have heard,
Yes.
na? C++. वगैरह. So
Yes, sir.
you must have heard about function overloading. So we don't know this function may be overloaded one. So if I write C1, then that means it knows only this is to be done. We are not sure about it. That's why it is always better, though you see same thing, write them differently. So what your production set would be? So resultant set would be what? P3. S gives AC1. Okay, let me write separately. S gives AC1. S gives CBA. CB gives B. B gives D. A gives D. A gives AC2. A gives CBA. Correct? And then C1 gives SA. C2 gives SA. Correct? So this would be your final solution. Check whether is it correct.
Sir,
Is this correct?
yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. Now you give me one example. Okay, I will ask somebody to formulate the problem. Who will do that work? Give me one problem. You give me a problem. I will solve that problem. One minute. Let me first. think of some example and add it in chat window so that I can solve that problem for you. Who will do that task? Samay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you give me one problem which you want me to solve? If you cannot formulate, let me know. I can ask somebody else.
Yes, I can formulate.
Okay, give me example. Rutuja, you also try to formulate one problem. We will solve both the problems in today's class.
Okay.
Whoever is going to give me first, I will solve that first. Okay, take photo of it, add it in chat window. झालं समय?
Yes, sir. I'm just pasting it.
You are adding on WhatsApp or where?
Chat window.
Okay. Okay, good. So E means epsilon for you. Samay?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Okay, so I will write it and you please confirm whether am I writing it properly. ABA epsilon. So instead of C, I will write D so as to not to make some confusion. Is that fine with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So this is problem by Samay. Okay. Now, so we see that there are null productions. So first of all, what we have to do? What we have to do? Remove null. Correct? What would be W0? Which of these are null variables? Those are giving you epsilon. So they are S, A, and B. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you stop it. Stop it there only. Why? Because these are the ones and you cannot get more. Correct? Because C is not having anything there other than this terminal. Okay. So W2. So W would be this. Set of nullable variables will be this. Now production set. What would be production set? S gives. Now A and B are nullable, correct? That's why you write ABA. Now put epsilon for A, you got BA. Put epsilon for B, you got AA. Put both of them to be epsilon, you got A. Fine. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us talk about A. A gives epsilon is deleted. So A gives AC as it is. Is A nullable? Is C nullable? Only A is nullable, correct? That's why A gives C. Fine. Next. B gives AA. B gives AA. Is A nullable? Yes. That means only A. Then BC. Is B nullable? Yes. That's why C. Done. And C gives D. Now you see that S is nullable. That's why you have to add S1. S1 gives S. S1 gives epsilon. Is that fine? Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you have to remove. So this is your production set 1. You have to remove unit productions. What would be P2? Oh, sorry. We have to compute W for each. So W of S. Do we have any unit production for S? No. So this would be yes, correct? W of C would be C. W of A. What is W of A? What is W of A?
E and C.
Very good. W of B. See, I'm not computing the W0, W1. I know now. That's why. What would be W of B? Is it BC?
Yes, sir.
C. B
A
and
also.
A कसा काय येईल? A कसा येईल? A
No,
will not be
sir.
there, na?
Yes.
Okay, so you got all now W of S1. What is W of S1? S1 and S, correct? Fine. Okay. Now next. Now you have to come up with production set P2. So S gives A, B, A, B, A, A. S1 gives, I will add all of this because it is part of it. So S1 gives A, B, A, B, A, and epsilon. Why? Because S1 gives epsilon is there. Correct? Now S1, S is done, S1 is done. Now C. C gives small d. What is remaining? A and B. What is A? A gives AC. Correct? A gives C and C gives D. That's why A gives D. Is that fine? Similarly for B. B gives A, B, C and C gives D. That's why D. This is my production set. Is that fine? after removing unit productions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is first step, this is second step, let us write third. What would be third? Eliminate terminals on RHS for this production set. So what would be P3? So I will start writing as gives A, B, C, A, as gives B, C, A, C, A. Am I right? Am I on right track? Samay, please check it. Correct. Now S1, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, C, A, epsilon. Correct. A gives AC or D. B gives A, C, A, B, C, D, and CA gives A. Correct. So ultimately your VN is added here. So VN here VN was added with one S1 because of null production and S is nullable. Okay, then there is no change in VN. Here we got one change in through CA. Now next step is what? Fourth step is what? Restrict. Restrict number of variables on RHS. So P4. So let us start writing. So S gives A, C1. C1 gives B, CA. Correct? This BC is written. Similarly, S gives B, CA. S gives A, CA. S gives A, C gives D. Correct? Now S1 gives. Yeah, please. समय कौन बोल रहा?
No,
Yes.
sir. Just confirm. Yes. Yes.
ठीक है ना?
Yes, correct. Yes.
रुचा ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
So I'm replacing now A C2 for S1. C2 gives B CA. Okay. Then S1 gives B CA. S1 gives A CA. S1 gives A. S1 gives epsilon. Correct? Then A gives AC. A gives D. B gives ACA. B gives A. B gives BC. B gives D. CA gives A. Check now. So do we have everything in a record form? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So CNF. Check once. Allad. Allad, is
Yes,
this
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Let me add this solution. Then we will take one problem given by, sorry. Pent. So the amount of practice that you have for these examples, okay, it will help you out. Yeah, somebody was saying something. You can ask me. So shall I continue next? I added this solution there. Okay, check in chat window. Do you see that? Okay, so shall I go with next with Rutuja's example? Siddhi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us take now Rutuja's example. So Rutuja पूर्ण राग काढते माझ्यावर. Very good. S gives A B A T A B C D. हे तो E म्हणजे एप्सिलॉन आहे ना?
हो सर.
Okay. Epsilon. A gives C D epsilon. तो B gives B लिहिला का?
हाँ सर. B gives capital B और D small a.
बरोबर आहे का चेक कर.
Yes sir.
तू लिहिलं तसंच आहे ना? ठीक आहे. Okay, null productions आहे. So are there any null productions? Yes. So first step would be what? Remove null. What would be W0?
S, A, C and D.
Very good. So we will terminate there only, na? Say CD. These all are your null variables. Okay. So let us stop this construction of W here only. Okay, and it is nullable, so we have to add S1 as well. Fine. So your production set P1 S gives A B A D A B C D. आता याच्यातले कोणते कोणते null आहेत? Which of these are null? A, C, sorry, A and D, correct? Okay, so
Yes,
let us
sir.
put A epsilon, you get PAD. Let us put D epsilon, you get, sorry, ABA, correct? Let us put both of them as epsilon, you got BA. Is that fine?
Yes sir.
Correct? Okay, so done. So yes is done. Now A. C null आहे? Yes.
Yes sir.
Correct? CD as it is, put C epsilon, you get D. Fine. Similarly, C gives A. Now B gives B. And B gives DA. D is null, so that's why B gives A. Fine. Okay.
Yes.
Now D. D gives highest null आहे? Yes, that's why B. You got this production set, correct? Now, as epsilon is part of LG, that's why S1 gives S, comma, epsilon. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So you got this. Now second thing, what is to be done? How many units are there? Only one, two. Correct? But this doesn't make any sense because we will be replacing B by B. So only you have to delete this because anyway it would be DA and A. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So remove unit production. So W of S, S. W of B, B. W of A, A. W of D, W of D, D. W of C, C. W of S1. Correct? Because
Yes,
only
sir.
one unit production is there, na? Fine. So now your production set P2. Let us go. S gives A, B, A, D. S gives A, B, C, D. S gives B, A, D. S gives A, B, A. S gives B, A. Correct? C gives A gives C, D. A gives D. So we worked with first two rows, correct? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Next. Now B. B gives B. It doesn't make any sense. So you delete only this. These two are there. So DA and B gives A. So D gives BS. D gives B. S1 gives epsilon. Now how many productions are there for S? Or in this case now 5. Correct? So write all 5 for S1. AB, AD. S1 gives AB, CD. S1 gives BAD. S1 gives ABA and S1 gives BA. Done? Correct? And yeah, so these are your after removing unit productions. चित्रा ठीक है? चित्रा ऐश्वर्या
Yes, sir.
now next step is what? Third step.
Eliminate terminals on
Very
RHS.
good, very good. Eliminate terminals on RHS. So what I will do, I will add this first part for you peoples. So shift function print screen paint. ऋतुजा ठीक है ना इथपर्यंत
हो सर.
बरोबर है अभी हम like we'll work with second part. So we have to eliminate RHS. So I will keep this for you peoples to be visible. So what is this? What do you get? P3. What is P3? So let us work out this. Let us start with this. S gives A, B, C, A, D. Correct? Then S gives
Yes, sir.
CA, CB, CC, CD. Correct? S gives B, CA, D. S gives A, B, CA. Correct? S gives B, CA. Correct? So we work with this, and this. Done. So C gives A gives CD है ना तो. So CCD. A gives D. Let me write D gives B to this one. So B gives DCA. B gives A. D gives CBS. S1 gives epsilon. S1 gives A, B, CA, D. S1 gives CA, CB, CC and CD. S1 gives B, CA, D. S1 gives A, B, CA. S1 gives B, CA and CA gives A, CB gives B, CC gives C and CD gives D. Is this fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, fourth is what? Now restrict. Restrict number of variables. P4. S gives A, C1. Remember? C1 gives B, C2. C2 gives CAD. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me tell you what mistakes students generally do. They do write like C1A or C1D. C1D. तसं नाही करायचं. You have to always keep leftmost as it is. Don't write C1D for this. C1 would be what? C2 CA. And then C2 is AB. No, it should be written like this only. Fine. Okay. S gives CA, C3. C3 gives CB, C4. C4 gives CC, CD. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So we are done with first two. Fine. Now next. S gives B, C5. C5 gives CAD. Correct? Then S gives A, C6. C6 gives B, CA. So we are done with this also. Then S gives BCA. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are taken care of. Correct? Now C gives A gives CCD, A gives D gives B. I will write it here for the space perspective. B gives DCA, B gives A, D gives CBS. Correct? CA gives A, CB gives B, CC gives C, and CD gives D. Correct? So we considered all of these now. Now remaining are for S1. So S1 gives epsilon. S1 gives A. Now what was the last C index you got? C6. Correct? C6. So this would be A, C1. C1 gives B, C8. and C8 gets CAD, correct? For this ABCAD. A C7, C7 gives BC8 and C8 gives CAD, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now next for S1. CA C9, C9 gives CB C10, C10 gives CC CD, correct? Good. So we have considered this one. Now this one is remaining. These two are remaining now. So S1 gives B C11, C11 gives CAD, correct? S1 gives A C12, C12 gives BCA, and then S gives BCA. See whether we covered each one of them. Check it.
Yes, sir.
So this is CNF for the example which was given by Rutuja, correct? So you need to be attentive every time while you solve these examples. Fine. So will you be able to solve it now? If any such problem is given to you?